Hey everybody, my name is Hosher Elements on Twitch. You can catch me streaming on Tuesday, Wednesdays, Fridays, evenings, and Sundays right after church. I'm super excited, man, because today we're going to be attacking the new 7-star raid next week, and I have a bunch of builds that I'm looking forward to giving you guys, man. You guys know I bring this content, I bring the energy, I bring the enthusiasm, and I'm always well prepared, and I always want to educate you guys with some knowledgeable quotes, man, and some knowledgeable, testaments when it comes to this knowledge game, when it comes to Pokemon. I've been playing this game forever. I'm one of the most feared people on Twitch when it comes to these 7-star raids, man. I've helped so many people, guided so many people to victory, and I'm just super grateful to have some more content, man. And honestly, realistically too as well, I'm super proud of our family in here, man. We got 300 plus people on Discord, which I'm looking very forward to showing you guys in a little bit. But I want to get into like Glimmoria's stats right off the rip, because Glimmora is a very scary Pokemon, and it's going to have the Grass Terra. I repeat, the Grass Terra on this Pokemon, which is going to be weak to fire, weak to flying, and weak to poison. But this is a special attacking mom. Is most likely going to have a modest nature, and its special attack is going to be so high credential that you're going to have to be really, observant when it comes to that special attack. His defense is not that high. His special defense is not that high. So we're going to go in there with some special attackers. So if we can Acid Spray this guy, you're automatically going to be cooking this guy right off the rip. His speed is at 86, so we're going to outclass him in speed, so I'm not really worried about it. He's most likely going to have his hidden ability, because all 7-star rates have their hidden ability, and it's going to be Corrosion. What does that do? Allows the barrier to poison any Pokemon, including steel types and poison types, which is insane, right? Even getting a poison on a poison type can be very scary, but we're going in there with poison types regardlessly, because it's going to be really impactful, and a little bit of chip damage is not going to hurt too as well, so we're not really worried about that. Also, Toxic Dubious is another thing that it could possibly have, but I highly doubt it. It scatters poison spikes around the feet, but this is more like a credential situation when it comes to VGC, and it has a lot of movesets. It's a lot of flexibility. I can see it having Spiking Shield, to cover its defense. I can see it having Acid Spray, which would be super insane. We've never seen a 7-star way with Acid Spray, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we had gotten that. We got Stealth Rock, which you can set up too as well. Rock Blast, man, for those flying types. Self-Destruct would be crazy, and Nuke Bomb, boom. Only we can see that, but I highly doubt we will see that. Rock Slide, which would be really crazy, because it's an essential move that could literally double up on Pokemon, right? But in this situation, it's 4, so it'll probably most likely be quadrupling on Pokemon, but we could have Wide Guard for those situations to be covering that if it wants to hit us with that type of stuff. We got Power Gem, which I think is going to be really crucial. I think it's going to most likely going to have Power Gem. It's most likely going to have Sludge Wave, because it is a poison type, so they have to have something, to beat a lot of these, Grass Terras, which they're going to be hitting like crazy. Also, it could have, Light Screen. It might even set up, for special attackers, which could be really concerning. Energy Ball, which I'm not really looking forward to, but it can be very tough, especially if you want to go with like ice types like Vaporeons, which could be really good. But I can figure out other ways to realistically, maneuver this. When it comes to like these new futuristic Pokemon, their TMs are so flexible that they're able to learn so much stuff. So these are a lot of TMs, and it has a lot of coverage moves to essentially beat a lot of like their counter strikes when they're weak prior to these weakness strikes. So I just want to throw that out there. Reflect for physicalness they could possibly have, but I most likely could sit here and handily tell you that I'm for sure 100% is gonna have Power Gem. I just feel it in my heart that it's gonna have that. A second move, which is most likely gonna have, is going to have Mortal Spin. This is a move that's learned by evolution, and I think Mortal Spin is gonna be something that it's gonna essentially have. It's gonna have to have a poison type, a mon ability move set, so it can poison our poison targets, which could be a little scary. Also, Earth Power for fire types, man, because it's a Grass Terra, and it's unfortunately because I could see that actually having Earth Power, which could kind of suck. Hopefully it doesn't, and then honestly Cerulege just could be like the chef kiss on the icing on the cake, which would be honestly cool. Flash Cannon, I can potentially see has a percentage of lowering special defenses. It can also have a setup move like Iron Defense. I wouldn't be surprised if it just sets up an Iron Defense right off the rip. Dazzling Gleam it can potentially have, and Meteor Beam. From what I'm seeing and what I'm seeing overall, realistically, I see so much potential into the situation right here. I'm seeing a potential lethal arsenal when it comes to Meteor Beam, when it comes to Power Gems, and it comes into some Earth Powers. I can also see it having like Toxic, Energy Ball, but that's what I'm realistically seeing, where I'm comfortable of seeing. Even Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave for that matter, I can see it having those. Also Solar Beam too as well for those water types too as well, because you can essentially, you know, make water type Pokemon and, you know, make them into ice types. And also rock types is super effective against ice. It's another element that can be very risky going in. So it has a lot of coverage moves. This is all what it can learn. And yeah, let's dive into the build. So my build right here is gonna be Hisuian Goodra type Steel Dragon. We resist, you know, the poison coverage. And I'm really happy, even if it could have its hidden ability and poison us, I'm not really worried about that because we're rocking with Shell Armor. A Shell Armor protects it from critical hits too as well. So if it wants to Earth Power us for any given reason, it cannot crit us whatsoever. I want to spread these EVs individually with max HP, with max special attack. The special defense is so essentially high that it's at 336, which is super substantially incredibly goated. Defense is at 236, with speed at 157. You can see that Glimmora stats were like at 86, so I just want to throw that out there that we're going to be outspeeding this bad boy. So right off the rip, you know, we're really concerned on his special attack because it's going to be hitting like a truck. So we have the move Skitter Smack. What does Skitter Smack do? It behinds the targets to attack. It also lowers their target's attack. So if you're going in there as a supporting Goodra or a physical special attacking Goodra, this is the element that you want to be going in there and supporting your cat's teammates to be just knocking it out with the Skitter Smacks. You could essentially even build your Terra like that and then move to some acid sprays. As long as you guys get into a -6 in special attack and a -6 in special defense, you can just, you know, boost your, you know, defensive stats, you know, because it could potentially have like Rock Slide, you know, some physical moves that you want to boost your defense standpoint, which I'm going to be really crucial. Also, you're going to replace Shelter for like Dragon Cheer, which we're going to most likely have on this Pokemon. So what Dragon Cheer does, it boosts up your critical hits. So Acid Sprays are going to be critical hitting. Skitter Smacks are going to be critical hitting. And our Sludge Bombs are going to be absolutely diabolically hitting like nuke bombs, and this can also poison the target too as well. So we're gonna be poisoning the poison type. So let's lock and load. Also, another Pokemon that I want to throw out there is Arceus. You can go in there with a Stellar Terra normal type. I highly recommend Stellar Terra, man, because it's essentially, you know, all elements, which is super cool. Max HP, max special attack. You know, or you can just throw in there the Ice Plate. You can throw in the Poison Terra Plate. But you most likely, more realistically, want to have Ice, or you want to have Poison for this situation. Judgment is going to turn into an Ice move. Judgment is going to turn into a poison move, and you're going to essentially just be knocking it down. This mon is a god, and it is a god of Pokemon. HP is at 444, respectfully. Chef's Kiss special attacks at 372. Special defense and defense overall is identically equal. Speed at 277 and attack at 248. This thing's a truck, and I don't see this losing at all. Another Pokemon I want to throw out there is Go Dynamax Cannon. We got a thing on the Discord, man, where we just say Go Dynamax Cannon because Eternius could actually use it. Terra type mean poison and dragon. I can see this absolutely just destroying the meta and absolutely just solo carrying this raid realistically with a Shell Bell. You want to have a Shell Bell on your Arceus, or you can just go plate because you have the move Recovery. And then for, you know, Goodra, you want to have a Shell Bell on them too as well. So back to the Eternius build. You want to have it max HP, max special attack with a modest nature. Ability pressure puts other Pokemon under pressure, causing them to expend more PP to use their moves. So you bring in this in there, so they're going to be using their PPs like a crazy, where they're not going to have any more PPs to use. So they're going to be struck dead, and you're going to be just literally there just attacking it when it has no coverage moves to hit you at all. So this is a good thing about its ability, which is going to be really good. Special attack at 389, HP at 484, which is really good. If it has some physicality moves, which I can see it having a lot of physical moves, we have Reflect, which can bring us defense, Recover, which is going to be very crucial, so we can save our, you know, our HPs, our defensive boosts, and even our special attacking and attacking boosts for coverages, so we can instantly just recover like Arceus. This is like another Pokemon that I absolutely think is going to be absolutely insane against this raid. I also want to throw out Cross Poison. A slashing attacking with the Poisonous Blade. This also might poison the target and has a high chance of landing a critical hit. And this is what's really, really important here, because if you go in there, you know, attacking it with this move, you're going to land some crits, man. And if you can get some acid sprays going on this too as well, this is going to be just shutting down business, and you're going to be seeing some crit hits that are going to be life-saving. And I feel really comfortable with this build. And also Sludge Bomb too as well, which actually gives you the opportunity to poison the target as well, which I actually love. Also Vaporeon. Yes, it has Solar Beam, which is scary. Yes, it has Energy Ball, which is scary, but I'm not really looking like that terrified on it, because we're gonna have the Metronome item Metronome, and the item held by this Pokemon, it boosts the power's holder of it using repeatedly. So continuously you're using a certain move, you're just going to be doing double, quadruple, maximum, infinity, and beyond stats, which is going to be really good. Yes, we are weak to rock, and yes, we're weak to ground, but however, though, we're not weak to that at all, besides just grass moves once we essentially turn into, because we're literally a water type. However, though, max special attack, max special defense, I want to go in the bulkier situation, because if it has, like Earth Power, man, like Energy Ball, you want to have coverage moves to, respectively having your reflex, or your light screens coverages. But if not, you can continuously set up Calm Minds. This Calm Minds is going to be good, because if you ever get a special defense drop, you're never going to get like a special attacking drop at all, so don't worry about it. Your plus special attack can be at the highest at like a special attack +6, and your special defense could be midpoint in the game, like 3 or 4, because if it has any potential Energy Ball crits hits, I could see it having it. But if it doesn't have it, then we're rocking and rolling. And also, good thing I want to throw out here, this is so goated, is that it has Mud Slap, dude. Mud Slap is absolutely insane. So you're gonna be lowering the accuracy of a Pokemon. So if you're going in there just smacking it with Mud Slaps, it's gonna have a -6 accuracy. So you're not gonna be getting hit at all. You're literally gonna be in there fighting a boss that you're not even going to get hit at all, and then you can just raise up your Calm Minds and too as well. Aurora Beam has, which you can start, building your Terra on your Mud Slabs, and once your accuracy is on, and when you're not getting hit at all, you can just boost up your Calm Minds and start shredding it with Aurora Beams to lower that attack. And do some crucial damage to as well. And also, once you start using your Ice Beams, that's going to be your lethal threat here, and it's going to be your absolute nuke bomb. And Ice Beam has a potential chance of freezing a boss in a raid, so imagine just freezing it in there, man, which is going to be super goated, and stacking it up with Metronomes. This build is just going to be absolutely insane. Also, Slow King is another Pokemon I want to throw out there, which I think is going to be absolutely incredible and absolutely goated. I feel very comfortable with this Pokemon, and it has Poison Psychic, and I'm looking very forward to this, using this Mom. Overall ability, Curious Medicine, when a Pokemon enters a battle and scatters medicine from a shell, which removes all stat changes from his allies, which is really good. So in this situation, we can realistically take off his ability, right? So he can't poison the poison types respectfully, right? And you can just take out this, and you can switch it with the skill swaps ability. So once you skill swap it, you take his ability away, and then now you can start poisoning him. And this is why I wanted to throw out this, because if it comes down to crucialness when it comes to poison, which could be really crucial, because this boss is going to be respectfully respected, right? So I want to respect the Glimmora. So we can just skill swap it and be like, nah, you're not having that ability. Let me give you, we're going to take your ability, and then we're going to use it against you. Max special attack, max special defense. The reason why, because of Earth Power, which I kind of, if it does have it for coverage, I can definitely see that happening. And I want to just throw in the, the rest of the remaining EVs and remaining IVs and sets on the HP, which I think is really cool and important. Acid Spray is really important. Build up that Terra, and you can even start doing some nuke bombs, dude. Start raising up your nasty plots, dude. Start raising them up to the point of the fact that you can just literally just see your Slow King doing phenomenal coverage damage with Sludge Waves. And we're going to be poisoning that Pokemon, and we're going to be doing double the damage, essentially, with using this Pokemon. I think Slow King is a sleeper in this raid. Also, I want to throw in there Annihilate. Just the simple fact because he's like the Ghost Monkey Goku. I think honestly, realistically, if you have an Annihilate built, respectfully, I think he can solo any build or any raid. You just gotta worry about things that it has. But my build is essentially max HP, max attack, Rainers, EVs on the defense, and split half between the special defense too as well. When you want to be in a situation, you want to have this ability Defiant. If it has any stat boost changes, you get a plus attacking boost. But in this situation, all you're going to be doing is just focus energy and bulk ups, and you're just going to spam Rage Fist pretty much to victory. I can see this being very consistent, very worthy, and I can see this legitimately just carrying, and if it comes all said and done, like Annihilate is the Pokemon that can legitimately solo anything. So you're just going to stack up, and it's just going to be a nuke bomb. And then once you have the focus energy going, you're automatically going to have literally a landing crit, and these Rage Fish are going to stack up. So the more they stack up, more of a critical hit is going to crit you overall. And these are the builds that I feel very, very comfortable with. And I think these builds are going to be really, really realistically good. We also have a Salazzle build that could be really good too as well, that if you guys want to throw in him as well. Shell Bell for the situation. Max HP, max special attack. The ability Oblivious. Pokemon's ability keeping it from being influenced from taunts or intimidation. Acid Spray, Break and Swipe to lower that attack. Nasty Slot, and Sludge Bomb. I honestly feel like, I think poison types are going to be the ideal way to do this. You can go in there with a supporting Muck, man. go in there with a different type of Terra if you want to, with max HP, max defense, and you can get in there with just 3 moves. You can just hit it with Poison Gas, Acid Spray, and Pound. What does Poison Gas do? If you want to know, it literally clouds the poison and gas sprays and poisoning it when it hits it. So automatically, Pound is just there, you know, if you just want to do some physical damage. And Acid Spray there is just to lower the special defense. You're just there for support. And all I see this Muck is just there for support overall. So it's just there to support the mons in general. Also, Galarian Weezing, I think, is another phenomenal supporting mon if you want to go in a supporting role. I think it's really, really great with a Shell Bell, with the Fairy Terra too as well. So you can cover a lot of things. So you don't have to worry about, you know, getting poison at all. And you want to go in there with the stats max HP, max defense, or max HP and max special defense, which are like regardless, see whatever could work. Ability Levitate, so you know we don't get hit with those rock slides and stuff like that, or those earthquakes that it might potentially have. So it's good. Clear Swamp is great. So if it wants to set up or anything like that, we can just legitimately just clear his stats. And I think these stats can be removed instantly. We can Will Ops it too as well to get that burnt damage and inflict the physicalityness, special attacking physicalness too as well. So we won't be getting hit with special attacking bulks or physical attacking moves, which can honestly be very crucial for this raid. And Acid Spray is there for support, you know, just smabbing those Acid Sprays, lowering that special defense. Also, Strength Stream I think is really important here, because if you Terra, you want to do, you know, some consistent, you know, hits with your Terra build, which I think could be potentially very, very good here. And another Pokemon build that I want to throw out there too as well, I want to say Mew, because I think Mew is really great. You can either use it as a supporter, or you can use it as a, you know, because Bug is really super effective to, you know, to grass, but the poison moves can be really crucial here. But you have Life Dew here to heal, which is very important. You know, once you get your Terra Blast going into a Bug, you're gonna be doing good. And I love Leash Life, man. I think it's just a support in Pokemon thing, which the users of the HPs restores by half of the damage taken, which is great, man. So if you're going in there, just worry about getting poison hits and stuff like that, you can constantly, legitimately just Life Dew, Leash Life, Life Dew, Leash Life. So if you can able to set up like a Sword Stance or 1 or 2, and you can just Leash Life, Leash Life, Leash Life, you're pretty much getting like a Giga Drain, you know, and you're pretty much just getting health restored constantly every time you're using it. So I think this is an important build that people are going to sleep on, is a Mew, man. And once you get that Bug Terra too as well, I think you're just going to be absolutely insanely goated, and I don't think nothing's going to stop you along the way with that. And these are my builds here that I feel very absolutely comfortable and very proud of. And if you want to even throw in a Skelrager with the fire type, you can. It's up to you. It has the ability Unaware as well. When attacking Pokemon, ignore stats changes. So if he has any stat changes on the opposite side or anything like that, you just realistically are unaware of it. And no setup moves are going to happen. The ability is really good. Max HP, max special attack. For me, honestly, I'll probably either go special attack and special defense just for that Earth Power, man. Honestly, just be very careful for that. Also, I would Will Ops it, Torch on. I would constantly just Torch on, raise up your special attack to the max, and just start spamming Shadow Balls, man, or just constantly just spam it with Torch on so you win it. Or if you want, you can throw in a Flamethrower as well, which is very, very important too as well, if you want to do some max damage on that too as well. So you can take out Hex for that and just throw that out there too as well. I think Skelrager is another sleeper, but I think honestly, realistically, we're going to be rocking with Gudris, man. I think this is a phenomenal, perfect build just for those critical hits that, you know, its ability. And also his special defense is just insanely just bulky already. So I think it's just going to be very important on what it's going to have, right? So we don't know exactly what's going to have, so that's very concerning. And we can see what it has in the movesets it's going to have. I just don't know exactly what's going to have. So once we figure that out, we can figure that out, you know, but it has to have some setup moves, man. And it can have Harden, it can raise up his defense, so it has to have some setup moves, you know what I'm saying? You know, it could potentially throw a light screen, which could be very horrible, man. But however, Acid Sprays are still going to do damage, and you can go through shields, and I'm not really worried about that, even if it wants to throw that up there too as well. Power Gem, I can see it having, realistically, having Power Gem, Energy Ball, and Earth Power, and I don't think it's most likely going to have, realistically, you know, Solar Beam. I highly doubt it. And if it does, even better for us, man, because we can go in there with those water types, we can just mud slap it, and then realistically, we're not going to get hit with that at all. So RNG is definitely going to play in our flavor too as well. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, guys. We're here to give you guys the content. We're guys to give you guys everything that you want. Also, top including that too as well. I want to throw you guys something too as well. I want to be able to show you guys what is also happening into the server. Also, we got Therapy, right? Therapy has just dropped an incredible new, you know, scenario. Outbreaks. I can't wait to hunt my Glimmorias, dude. I can't wait to get those, like, special limited edition ribbons. And we'll be posting them up on here constantly on YouTube. The Farigaraths, the Giraffes, the Minkies, the Annihilates, dude. I can't wait to get those ferocious marks, bro. Or those rare ribbon marks, man, on King Gambits, dude. It's gonna be sick. These raids are gonna be good. I think out of all of them, respectfully, I think Annihilate is just going to be the scariest. I've seen and I fought Annihilates already for 6-star raids and even 7-star raids already. It's a very tough, difficult raid. It's built to beat, but I'm telling you guys, it's probably like the scariest raid out of all of them. We'll give you guys guides and builds when it comes to that situation. For Rigarath, you can go in there with a bug type. I think bugs are going to be good. I think Cleavlure with sharpness is going to be good. So you can just legitimately just spam, you know, slicing bug moves, man, which is going to be really crucial. I think Cleaver's going to solo there, or you can go in there with a Bug Mew, or even with a Logic too as well. You can go in there and just automatically just shred it. Also, King Gambits, I'm not really too worried about, as long as you're not giving it a Defiant boost. It's a Dark Terror, so you can go in there and solo it with Annihilate. You can go in there and simply annihilate it with some Koraidons. And trust me, guys, we'll have the builds and we'll have the guides and all of that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for giving me your guys' kindness and peace and love. And I'm super grateful to be here. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. And I'm super grateful to be here. And thank you guys so much for supporting me. I love you guys. And I appreciate you guys more than you guys know. See you guys in the next one.